Oh, we have the miserable game. Everybody loves the miserable game. Um, Prism, never fun. These scales to bring in. Always want nerds because Prism does horrible shit. So this whole game is basically can I race them? We're playing one of the mental blocks because I want to filter my hand a little. We're playing the fruits because it's free life. It's not the worst, it's just not good. I think we don't Arsenal it though. You can see hard at them, start taking some hand off them, or that Arsenal card. It's almost certainly going to be hand, I think. So they probably won this. Genesis in very fast. Get an Arsenal. That Genesis basically is just a massive, massive chunk of value in itself because I have to swing for it, or I lose the game. And yeah, there's not that much hand left, I suppose. So I've got a fairly good opportunity to do something to them. With it, this is good. It's actually very good. We can work with that. Really mental block, saving my life. Content. Yeah, really nothing I can do about that. We just take our two, and they get to have a full load card drop. Wish I could drop two cards whenever we hit. I know it's not whenever you hit, but like they've got figments, they've got heralds. It's pretty appalling, really. boots up this early. They shut off the massive card draw. They got very little advantage out of that turn, apart from that they get my boots, but losing the boots is inevitable. Right, so that's good. Now I have to waste a turn clearing that as well. It'll be this turn, it'll be the next turn. This is what I mean. Like basically the problem with board state, the reason I always hate it, and the reason I always get a quick Prism rant in is they basically got the first play of the game. And by getting the first play of the game, they got to put the first board state piece down. And then I spend the whole game just hitting them until such a point as they do too. And then I never catch up again. That comes sooner rather than later, basically. They do their second attack just hits because, like, hopefully that Cadaverous will get them to use the Hailer. That'd be a nice perk. We're on to it. So do that same thing again, but still letting me get the tilling off. So this is actually productive, to be honest. And this is why Talashar's in the deck, by the way, because I don't want to use the Felling Up taking out an Arclight. So we get a nice one card bonk. This just destroys 3 auras or angels, which is, I would say, super important to the matchup. But the pain, as my hand blocks the shit. Some of the backs, can I guess? We are just trying to stave this off. Yeah, play that. And we get 4 advantage from this. Hoping that was playing that right. I think it's a nightmare, basically, as I say, is that at any point I could lose control of the board state, and when that happens, I'm screwed. That's very much the problem the whole way along, really. Exploring good card advantage out of this, and that's really important. They've got a 4-card hand, but they don't have the arsenal to go with it, which is nice. I think you should just try and block those out and see if they don't have good follow-ups. But at some point they will. The question is, do we throw the scarf for a scarf for a little bit of damage, or do we arsenal it for a little bit of protection for when they get an angel? People up, I think that's fine. I could not have asked for more there. See why they would take that gamble. You know, them taking that on the idea that hopefully I've got a red in my hand that I'm arsenaling for later. But I don't think it's a good choice overall. Need the turn. I mean, I'm still feeling confident, but as I say, this could just go tits up at any point. I don't have shoes to finish this early, so I have to walk their life down the whole way. This is a good hand for trying to do that. And it's a fruit, finally. I've been waiting for one of those the whole game. The forest around. Everything better. You read this where you live. It is the +1 counter one, right? Yeah, I think the key thing here is that Talishar is going to come into play to clear this, so I can save the felling. The felling's going to force a lot more space in a minute. True. Theory. Big chunk of damage to get those spectral damages on me. Finding on this list. This was not a great turn, to be honest. I was going to hit them with the fruits of the forest arsenal. That's because there wasn't much else. You know, they were on 5, so they were down to the point where they would have to start blocking a lot of stuff, basically. Yeah, that's, that's a Prism of the board state kept under control the whole game, which involves running. There's specific consideration in things like red fruits of the forest is in the main purely, no, not purely, but nearly entirely because of Prism. The board is running 2 Scarfra Scars. I've got a Talishar. Metacarpus Nerds is actually in there for Prism more than anything else because I personally prefer Pajamas, but you don't want to run Pajamas and Stonewall into her. So we've gone for the Metacarpus. And the Metacarpus can help finish through her ward a little bit. It can just be that little tipping point. You just got a couple of little amps to help because she normally has AV1. If you can just gently push something, just a little bit of extra damage, it can kill her. You've got all the angels out of the way, which is kind of the big grind. But You know, I think I played that well. I don't think it could have gone much better for me. And as I say, they didn't really have a. You know, they resolved two Genesises, but both times they did it when I could do something about it. Because once they played it but didn't have a hand to pressure me, so I got to just clear it. And the second time they obviously played it when I had a Scar for Scar and I just slapped it. So, you know, the scariest parts of board state didn't really ever show up. And I still had 1 point of Talishar left for clearing something. Yeah, still hate Prism. You know, I can beat her, but I hate her. I'll see you in the next one.